All right. Greetings. Greetings. D-Boy, West Coast Uncensored. All right. How's everybody doing out there? I told you it was time. It was definitely time. Time. We were going to do it. Been very busy, so it's time. I had mentioned a couple of shorts and stuff, and I'm going to flip this in and out because I don't need it for long distance. I need it for reading. My eyesight's not that great on the close stuff. I guess I'm farsighted because I can see decent, good far. It's just the blur of the reading and stuff real close. But been very busy. I told you Claire's coming. Well, Claire's here, and we're gonna talk. And so you might say, "What's Claire?" Claire. And we're gonna get into it. We got 5 of these Claire topics. These are the elevated consciousness gifts and equipment that you have actually built in within you that needs the switch, the frequency, and energy turn on. So it can be activated. Activating something's a big thing. You ever get a credit card or a debit card and you get it, excuse me, and then as you get it, what happens? You have to either go online or make a phone call, a 1-800 number to do what? To activate it. So it's an activation process that we need. We have the capabilities. We actually have the built-in, it's actually built in within us. It's part of us. Many of us have different parts of it more than other parts of it, with other people having other gifts of the parts. So there's 5 different Claires, right? So we're going to start with clairvoyance. With number 1, we're going to hit on clairvoyance. And we're looking at Wiccanissionary. Clairvoyance, Wiccanissionary Dictionary, Wiccanissionary.org. And it's a noun. And actually it means the power to see or perceive things or objects or events beyond the natural range of your senses, such as the past or the future. And very acute, intuitive insight, perceptiveness. Okay. So what we're talking about is having this is exactly actually part of our program built into us, right? We have these. They just need to be, like I said, the 1-800 call to activate your credit card, your debit card, or whatever you're trying to activate. You have to activate it within you, which is connected to frequency, vibration, attention, energy, and all that stuff. And harnessing your energy in your growth and awakeness and activating it. And that was in Wiccanissionary, right? So we're talking about intuitiveness, having and perceiving things, knowing things beyond the natural range of the natural senses, such as things that had happened in the past or even futuristic. They would call it in church prophets. They would call it in many spiritual teachings. They would call it psychic abilities, prophetic abilities, depending where you come from and what you know, and used on that areas. It's an activation process. This is some of the stuff when you ante up yourself that I keep talking about. This is about building you, building your structure, building your temple. With the old writing, ancient writings, a temple, right? The temple made without hands. It's about you. It's every ancient teaching is connected to this stuff. Stuff that's not taught to the masses on purpose. This is the knowledge. Yep, this is it. And we're not sitting here trying to do it to stupefy people, to keep them bound, but to release them into their quality of the best they could be, at best of their abilities, best of their intentions, them going to a side that would bring unity, not division. As we always talk about the division, right? Divide and conquer, the old Roman game that's still being played on us and has been played. And just watch your news every day and you'll see it. Just put on old TV, the boob tube, because it makes you a booby. In the old days, that wasn't a feminine aspect. When somebody back in the generations ago called you a boob, it's like calling you not very bright. Bright light ain't on. That's facts. A boob would be like a Three Stooges. And I say Stooges, that's what my stepdad would say. He always says Three Stooges. Being a generation 80, when this is what they seen. But the reality, that's the aspect of it. So we're going to go. So we kind of got into it. It's kind of the intuitiveness, the perceptionist, that knower starts to be knowing without evidence of anything ever giving it a faculty or something outside of itself presenting knowledge. to be known. It's all directed, coming from the currency and frequency and vibration of you within, not needing any outside help. You're full of that. And I'm going to mention me personally, definitely this has been activated for me for decades. So let's go to etymology on the other side of this. Right? We're going to go into the etymology part. Clairvoyance, etymology. The clair, the word clair, right, means clear-sighted. A discerning, judicious, from clair, or clair being adjective. Voyant means seeing, so it means seeing clear. Clair means seeing clear. So this means having full, precise radar vision. Think about what you're activating there. We're talking about activating pineal, right? Precise and seeing in a way of clearing and knowing, because the activation within you, like we talked about on the first part with the Wiktionary, is your perceptiveness, your knower is turned on, and it cannot be denied. And this is what I've said in the past many times. We've had this, and we call it that gut feeling. And then and many times all of us have talked to ourselves, had that inner talk. Man, I knew that, but I didn't trust my gut feeling. You're not trusting yourself. You're actually denying yourself of the gifts that you have, which I get as we go through the process, especially beginning, because you've been programmed not to trust it, right? So a clairvoyant is a clear-sighted person. A clear-sighted person. The voyant part, right, is a clear-sighted person. Somebody who has a clear-sighted person possesses powers of psychic sense. They're knowers without, and just because it's not evident to everybody, that has been activated within them is on. If I go 10 and 11 minutes on these videos, I don't really want to do 2 for each one, because there's 5 different parts of these that we're going to go into, but this clairvoyant, so we're at the 725. So I'm just trying to bring this home. So when you start looking at that, you start having these things. You have people have clairvoyance into different aspects of what they do, right? In the activation, their discernment's turned on. The older word for clairvoyance actually was mind reader. Anytime you know that there's people in your life that you have a great connection to, especially if you have these experiences spiritually, or you've had these experiences a few times and you noticed it, but it's still kind of wading through that water, or or them that know that you know that you know that practice it and know it, and it's been kind of been exercised by you to the senses that you know that you have this, and you use it as much as you can, is a mind reader, perceiving somebody's thoughts, right? You would see it in the holy books and different, like these different spiritual books, that the prophet or the person given power actually reads minds or perceive the thoughts of others. That's all through it, from every aspect of every historical type of thing, you know. Every culture has a flood teaching. Every culture has a creation teaching. All of them that precedes the last one, which we ride the coattails of, but also the awakening realize we just don't buy the construct anymore, because we see it's faulty, and double faulty, the construct, right? So the clairvoyant one is activated, has their senses open. They start knowing things before they happen. They may know things from the past that somebody else has experienced that person has not told them, and then they tell them about it. And they start perceiving in their perception of the stuff they perceive, right, is calls them clear-sighted, discerning, judicious. And the word voyant means seeing. The word clair means clair. So you're talking about clair seeing. Or if you reverse it, it'd be the voyant first, the seeing clear. The clair is the clearness, the exact pinpoint precision that you've opened up and you see it, and it's not veiled, covered, faltered, but you know that your gift is turned on. That's clairvoyant. Kind of gets in, like I said, a little bit of the prophetic seer, knower, um, past, present, activation of your intuition. Your perceptiveness is key, really just on tact, on point, and you know that you know that you know, because you know, without any outside access having to have any proof, because that outside access ain't a dilly-wop. It really isn't. It's kind of an illusion. Not kind of, it is. Let's talk the real talk today. Walk the real walk. Avoid, and that is what the clairvoyant is. And if you experience these things and activate them, or you know that you just barely experience them and you know that it's there, but you haven't activated, time to tap it in and activate it. Turn on the switch. Go into the switch. Turn on the light. Turn on the switch. Turn on the light, right? Activate yourself. This was clairvoyant. Y'all have a good day. We'll be coming back with some more.